Bags and Lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching this video. Welcome back. Either way, I am glad that you are here. So, as you can see from today's title, we're going to get into a quick video going over the best type of photos you want to see on a pre-owned listing to be able to make sure that you are getting an authentic item. And I am not recommending at this point that if you are not comfortable or familiar with that designer to do an authentication on your own, there are some ways you can do kind of like a preliminary pre-authentication, and then if it passes a little bit of the snuff, then pass it off to a company that can do that service for you, and they do those through photos. And these are some of the photos that they're going to ask for, so it's already helpful if you kind of looked over them a little bit. You'll get more familiar with items and possibly can really snuff out and kick out the ones really quickly that look suspicious. So this is not going to be an all-inclusive list, but these are some top photos that you want to look into, and what you will see pop up on either side of my screen is going to be close-ups as examples to kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right, so first up is going to be close-up of the hardware stamping, the hardware engraving. Pretty much you want to make sure that you're getting a close-up photo of those, because the way that things are engraved and stamped are going to be telltale signs, or used as some of the telltale signs to see if something's amiss or off. If things are not sharp, if things are faded in a way that doesn't seem right. Now, stamping can fade, but what I'm saying here is when it's sloppily fading, or especially like on a brand new bag. If a brand new bag has faded stamping, something's wrong. If it's a new bag, why is it fading already? So those type of things, or sharp corners or lack thereof, are signs of inauthentic items. So those are things you want to look out for. The other one is going to be a close-up of the made in stamp and or the interior logo. So the reason why I said an and or because some brands may have like a tag that they use for made in. Some of them stamp the made in. It just depends, and it's in different places, and it depends on designer. It also depends on the bag, and all of those things are factors because sometimes they move around. It just just depends, like I said, for the 80th time. So definitely you want to make sure that you are getting a close-up photo of that, and you are getting a clear and close-up photo of it. So that way, that is another indicator or factor into that authentication process that those companies will need to make sure that your item is real. All right, and this is where you can also use it to kind of weed out the problem ones and really look at the contenders that you would like professional authentication on. Next up is going to be looking at the hardware and the zippers, etc., things like that. So for example, if LV is known for a specific type of zipper on a special line bag, if that zipper looks off, then that's a kind of telltale indicator, red flag, that you may want to leave that one alone, or maybe you want to look into it further, or what you decide to do with it there, but at least it will give you a red flag to think, maybe I should take more into consideration, be a little bit slower about this one, or ask more questions or what have you to make sure that the item that you're going to receive is authentic. And usually these zippers, these hardware pieces are mass produced. So unless it's a custom piece or something like that, or some kind of like special edition of something, usually your zippers are going to be the same, especially when you're talking about from a specific type of bag. A designer could make one type of zipper for their one type of handbag, we'll call it handbag line or handbag collection A, but then you use a different zipper on handbag collection B from 3 years later. So there could be some variability, definitely. But what I'm saying there is, if it's from the same line, same year, that kind of thing, and the zipper is drastically different, unless there's like a special edition version of that bag where it's known that they made special hardware pieces for that special edition, then it should line up with the rest of the items that came from the collection is what I'm getting at. So those are going to be telltale signs also, and help you easily kind of sift out the ones that are questionable. Also, close up of the serial number. So if that brand does create serial numbers for their bags, you absolutely want to make sure that you're getting a close up of the serial number also. That is an authentication factor as far as the type of logo or lettering or what do I want to say there, the font that's used. The font and the size are big indicators, as well as the way that it is stamped also is a factor too. Like I said, going back to that first point of the engraving, making sure it's clean and sharp and it's not blurring and bleeding all over each other and stuff like that. All of those factor into the made in piece as well. And whether it's always stamped in the bag in leather, whether it's stamped on the bag, whether that's heat stamped, whether that's foiling that's on top, whether it's some other way that they do it with a little tag on the side, all of that is going to help tell you or indicate whether that bag is real or not. Now, this is not, like I said, all-inclusive list, but these are some things that you can use to weed them out. Now, I do have to say that people are getting really good with making handbags that look close, but they're still not it, right? Because they're not going to be it because they're not from the brand itself. But these are ways you can kind of help weed out some of the obvious perpetrators is what we'll say, the obvious perpetrators, and you can move on to some that are going to be a lot more likely to be real, or some other contenders is, I guess, what I will say. So I hope these tips were helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. And before you leave, definitely check out my playlist that I have over here with other tips and tricks for pre-owned shopping. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.